Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's try it again. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, I need a volunteer to tell me a little bit about what comparing and contrasting themes and topics and stories from the same genre. What is that target wanting to learn, Freedom? First off, what's comparing and contrasting? Right, and what does it mean to be in the same genre? How many like rap music? So rap is a genre of what? Music. Give me another genre of music.
Hip hop.
What about rock? The country.
No.
All of those are genres. Genre is another word for category. Okay? It's another word for category. Can you think of something else that has genres? What about food? Don't you have what we call snacks? We got meat, we got vegetables. All of those are genres, categories of a particular topic. So there's several different genres of music, there's several different genres of food, and there's several different genres of reading text, okay? So today we're going to read two fables. As you can see, they're very brief. I'm not going to hold you long. I need a volunteer. I like to hear students read. Jordan, you'll read paragraph 1. Freedom will read 2. Then we'll get to the swollen fox and I'll assign it to somebody else. All right, read the title of the story. Read the title of the story. Reflection. Come on up, Jordan, so you can see it. You can sit right there. Okay, guys, listen up. Now, before he starts reading, I want us to pay attention and look for words that we're not familiar with, okay? If you happen to come across one, Jordan, just grab one of these smartboard pens and put a check mark at the top. We're going to use our knowledge of context clues to identify the meaning of the word. So if I come to the word dog, God, I hope y'all know what dogs are. But if I come to the word dog and I don't know what it means, I can read around the word, which is using context clues, and it should define it for me. So go ahead, Jordan. I can't hear him. Can you?
Nope.
No, and remember, at commas we pause, periods we stop. Let's acknowledge punctuation. Go ahead.
A dog to whom the butcher had thrown a bone was hurrying home with his prize as fast as he could go. As he crossed a narrow footbridge, he happened to look down and saw himself reflected in the quiet water as if in a mirror. But the greedy dog thought he saw a real dog, and not just a real dog, a dog carrying a bone with much to it.
All right, let's do a recap. What characters have been identified?
The dog.
AJ.
The dog.
The dog. Ty.
Huh?
Give me another one.
Oh.
Give me another one.
I know. The butcher.
The butcher. What's going on? The butcher threw the dog a what?
A bone.
What did the dog look at it as? It was what's that P word? How did it identify? It was a prize. Then you know when you give a dog something to put in their mouth, you have just made their day. It don't matter what it is. I dropped some Starburst on the ground and my dog waited till I turned my back and ate every single piece. And I went to grab it and it tried to bite me. Okay? What's a footbridge?
Oh.
What's a footbridge? Is a footbridge something like what a car drives over?
No.
If you've ever been in a park and you've got two sides of the park, like Lakewood Park, and there's a little bridge that separates one side from the other, a footbridge is something a car can't drive over. Only people can walk over it. So you typically see those in parks, in small towns, downtown, or in areas like that. The dog was looking in the what?
Water.
And thought he seen who? He thought he seen a dog bigger than him. But who did he really see? His reflection. So when I'm looking in water and I see my reflection, that's the same as looking in a what?
Mirror.
Mirror. That's typically where we see it. Take off, Freedom. What an idiot. Keep going. he do when he realized when he seen something in the water that he thought was a bigger dog? What did he do? Ty? What did he do? He jumped at it. Somebody demonstrate. What do you mean he jumped at it? Jaquila, show me what it means when he jumped at it. But no, what does it mean when he jumped at it? Somebody demonstrate it for me. Taquet, stand up. Here's the water. Stand up. Stand up. Come on, stand up quickly. Look down in there. He sees himself. But instead of waving and saying, hey, self, he jumped at it like it's a dog, another dog. I mean, what a stupid dog. The story called it. Few questions before we move on. What does the dog, or why does the dog drop his bone?
Wait, I think I know.
Cameron.
Because he saw no. Whenever he saw the dog with the bigger bone, he saw no value into his own bone.
Right. What happens to the dog at the end of the story, Taquet? He lost his bone and almost lost his what? Yeah, that's exactly right. How does the fox become? Oh, we ain't got there yet. I'm getting to the fox. Now I need 2 more readers. Thank you, Jordan and Freedom, for such awesome reading. Okay, Taquet is an AJ. Okay, take off. Who's paragraph 1? Start off with the title. Start off with the title. All right. Quantity.
Of bread and meat, which some shepherds have given them for later use. The light with his found the fox slipped in through the narrow
Aperture. You know what an aperture is?
No.
Let's put a check about that.
Yummy.
Help me out.
Right here.
Don't start me to lie.
Go to the bottom.
Go to the bottom, baby. I'm telling Miss Lee. No, go ahead. Why'd you stop? Fix it.
Go right there.
Hey, Mr. Ware, how are you? That we had a technological malfunction, so these kids are helping me. There it is. There it is.
Okay, I don't know if I need to break out the blackboard and the
Oh,
chalk.
no.
Okay, all
All right.
right.
We were talking about the vocabulary term aperture. So we're going to use our knowledge of context clues, read around the word, and see if one of the examples of context clues is illustrated in the story. But we'll do that after he finished reading. Delighted with his find, the fox slipped in through the narrow aperture and greedily devoured it all. What does it mean to devour something?
I know.
What does it mean to devour something? Caleb? Just eat?
No.
You eat it all.
No.
Mama would say, eat the bones too. Okay?
Ugh.
Eat meat. I done ate a bone before. Yeah, you never ate the tip of think of a chicken wing.
I have.
And you got this side and this side, you got the little tip. I eat that thing completely. Okay, keep reading.
But
Start it. Yeah, you're at but.
when he tried to get out, he found himself
So swollen.
after his behavior that he could not squeeze through the hole.
Distraught.
He fell to whine and
Groaning.
over his
Misfortune. What does distraught mean? If you're distraught, what does it mean? Do you see any words around that word that can I give you a hint of what that means? What does it mean to be distraught? It says distraught. He fell to whining and groaning over his misfortune. Does it sound like he was happy? Do you whine and groan when you're happy? No. So a feeling of distraught is a feeling of what? Sadness. Yeah, you're sad. Aperture. What is it? He slipped in through the narrow aperture. What is that?
an tiny hole.
No.
Wait,
Similar, but no.
tiny hole?
Aperture is basically a bridge like.
No, ain't a bridge. Keep reading.
Is it a bird?
Who? AJ, go. We'll get to it.
another fox happened to pass the way, came to ask him what the matter was. On learning what had happened, the second fox said, "Well, my friend, I see nothing for it but for you to say, where you are soon you'll shrink to your
Former size.
and then you'll get out."
So what do you think an aperture is? It's a tree, guys.
Oh.
Small tree. You ever seen a small tree in the woods and it's got a hole in it? Some animals can crawl through that hole, but it's still a tree. You never seen a tree with a hole in it?
No.
Never? Never seen a tree with a hole in it? We had them all around when we was kids. They almost look like they're dead, look like they're ready to fall at any minute. Yeah, animals go in and out of them. It's a hollow tree. So what happened? Now that we know what an aperture is, what happened? The fox, what was he doing? First of all, he was hungry, right?
Yeah.
He ate something, right? And when he tried to go through that hole, what happened?
He got stuck.
He got stuck. Couldn't get out. Why do you think he got stuck?
Oh.
He was being what?
Greedy.
Greedy.
He was hungry.
Greedy.
And he was too big.
Greedy. Too big to go through the hole. Ain't think about sharing. What happened when the other fox came? What the second fox? What did he say to him? Don't recite it word for word. Say it in your words. What did he say to him? You the fat fox in the tree. Jordan come by, he's the other fox. What is he saying to you when he says, "Well, my friend, I see nothing for it but for you to stay where you are. Soon you'll shrink to your former size and then you'll get out then easily enough." What is he basically saying? What does he mean when you'll shrink? What is he saying? Is he really gonna shrink?
No.
No. Think about when you first eat.
He
You
got-
just left Golden Corral's buffet.
Ooh, Lord.
Okay? You done had everything on the buffet. Now you sitting there and you gotta unbuckle your pants because your stomach's so full. But over time, what happens?
It goes down.
Your body digests the food. Yeah, it breaks down. And that gut that you had this big is kind of now back to normal. So that's what he's saying. He's not really going to shrink, but his stomach will. That way he'll be able to maneuver through the hole. Okay? So how does the fox become swollen?
Because he's greedy.
Yeah, he eats too much what? Of the food. What is the fox doing at the end of the story?
Oh.
He's stuck. Folks, he's stuck. Stuck in the tree. Now I want you to think about something. How does each story approach the topic of greed? What does it mean to be greedy?
You eat too much.
Well, in the sense of food.
You go to the gym. No. Oh.
Oh.
Don't you believe that the theme of these two stories is greed? How was greed illustrated in the first story? Who was we talking about in the first story? The butcher and the dog. How was the dog greedy? He threw the bone, and what did the dog immediately do?
He
Dashed away. Didn't even say thank you. And then realized when he got to the water and seen his reflection, what happened?
He jumped in it.
Yes, stupid. Lost his bone. And who was he scared of? Himself. Well, what about in the fox's story?
He got stuck in a tree because it was so big.
But what got him in that tree?
Oh.
Or why did he run through that tree? Being greedy. He was what? Eating too much. It offered to share. Didn't offer Mr. Gray nothing. Let's complete this Venn diagram right quick. It's going to help us identify some similarities and differences, okay? Where do our differences go? What are we writing? On the outside or the inside? Outside. So you're saying here and here or here? Here and there. You're right. What goes in the middle?
Like.
Okay.